It began like any other night. No screams, no signs of violence, no farewell. Just a teenage boy on a gravel road in rural Minnesota. And then silence. Brandon Swanson disappeared on May 14th, 2008. He was on the phone with his parents, alert, coherent, trying to find his way home. And then, suddenly, oh shit, the line went dead. That was the last anyone ever heard from him. There were no footprints leading anywhere, no body, no belongings, just emptiness where life once stood. This isn't a ghost story. Brandon Swanson, 19 years old. Bright, soft-spoken, intelligent. He had just wrapped up the semester at Minnesota West Community and Technical College in Canby. That day was uneventful. He packed up textbooks, joked with classmates, and planned to drive home to Marshall, a trip he had taken many times before. That evening, he attended a small party. No heavy drinking, just a few beers, some laughter, and goodbyes. He told friends he was heading home around midnight. He hugged one of them at the door. That would be the last time anyone saw him. Instead of taking the main highway, Brandon decided to use back roads. Maybe it was out of habit. But once you leave the grid in rural Minnesota, roads become identical. Gravel lanes cut through farmland like veins with no heartbeat. At around 1:15 a.m., Brandon's Chevy Lumina drifted slightly and dropped into a shallow ditch. No crash, no injuries, just stuck. He tried to drive out, but the wheels spun hopelessly. He was alone. No nearby homes, no passing cars, just silence and miles of darkness. Brandon called his parents from his cell phone. "I'm not hurt," he said, "just stuck in a ditch." He believed he was near the town of Lind, about 7 miles from home. His parents got into their truck immediately and headed out, staying on the phone with him as they tried to pinpoint his location. For nearly 30 minutes, Brandon tried to guide them. "I see a fence. I passed a couple of gravel roads." But every direction he gave led to nowhere. They never saw his headlights. He never saw theirs. They were driving parallel realities, close, but somehow missing each other in the dark. Frustrated but still calm, Brandon told his father, "I'll just walk toward Lind. Meet me there." He began walking along the gravel road, continuing to talk with his dad. The call lasted 47 minutes. He mentioned passing gravel intersections. He thought he could hear water nearby. His father said he sounded logical, alert. They were talking about school, summer plans, life. Nothing seemed out of the ordinary, until it was. Then came a pause in the conversation, a rustle, a shift in Brandon's tone, and then he said it. "Oh, shh." The line went dead. Not a dropped call, not a battery dying, just silence, sudden. His parents tried calling back, dozens of times. The phone rang, then
Hi,
voicemail.
it's me. Leave a message.
They drove through the night, circling roads, yelling his name into the dark. Nothing answered. Police were called. Brandon's car was located, not near Lind, but near Taunton, over 20 miles off from where he thought he was. That small error changed everything. What followed was one of the largest searches in Minnesota history. Helicopters, ATVs, dive teams, and hundreds of volunteers. Search dogs were brought in. They followed Brandon's scent along a gravel road into a field. And then, the dogs followed his trail through trees and brush to the edge of the Yellow Medicine River. Then, nothing. No footprints beyond that point. No signs of struggle, no clothing, no blood, no broken branches. It was like Brandon had simply evaporated into the landscape. Some say he drowned. Others aren't so sure. The water wasn't fast moving, and his body was never found. Not then, not ever. Was Brandon the victim of foul play? Did he encounter someone lurking in the darkness? Or did something more surreal happen that night? Something that defies logic. People talk of liminal spaces, areas that feel real but aren't. Places where reality bends. 1 second, you're on a road. The next, you're nowhere. Brandon was alert, aware, connected, until he wasn't. Whatever happened in those last 5 seconds was final. Brandon's parents never gave up. They searched every barn, riverbend, and drainage pipe in southwest Minnesota. And every night, they still leave the porch light on, in case he finds his way home, in case he's out there. Brandon Swanson's case remains open. No suspects, no body, no final answer. Just a sentence that never finished. Just a line that went dead. And a question that still echoes across the fields of Minnesota. Where did Brandon Swanson go?